Hey everybody, so the support on the iCarly Iceberg Explained video has been phenomenal. It couldn't have come at a more perfect time. The reboots announced, the Iceberg video drops, and then just a couple of weeks later, they drop another trailer showing all the new stuff that's going to be in the new season of iCarly. Everything is looking to be fantastic. Now in the original Iceberg, there were a couple things that I got wrong or misunderstood, thankfully not as much as I thought there would be. So we're going to go over some of those mistakes, clarify some things, and maybe you guys will learn something a little bit new that even I didn't find when I was researching the original video. But enough of me going on about any fixes I'm about to do. Let's actually get into the video and see if you learned anything new that you guys didn't know before, or maybe even stuff you knew already that I just didn't cover. First things first, I said the Empty Inside podcast with Jeanette McCurdy and Anna Faris. I said that Anna Faris was the one who ran the podcast when it's actually Jeanette McCurdy. It says in the Apple podcast description, Empty Inside is a podcast where host Jeanette McCurdy talks with different guests each episode, doing a deep dive into a specific topic. I was pretty upset when I realized I made this mistake because it's probably the simplest mistake in the whole video, but it's one of the most blatant and I get very frustrated when I'm wrong about things. You know when I said Carly shoved chocolate in Neville's face after he stole a kiss from her? Well, it wasn't chocolate, it was tapenade, a mixture of olives, capers, and garlic.
I brought you crackers and some of my mother's homemade tapenade.
Tapenade?
It's a spread made of olives, garlic, and capers. Try some.
Oh, I really don't think tapenade's something I'd,
For whatever reason, I did not notice this mistake. I watched the whole episode through just for the sake of it, and I still didn't notice as I was editing out the video I said chocolate. Not once did it occur to me I said chocolate and I got it completely wrong. That's all my fault. So you know how I said Melanie was in one episode of iCarly? That is true, but she also shows up in an episode of Sam and Cat. In the episode #Twinfection, Cat tricked Sam by scaring her with the pair of twins they were babysitting. So Sam decides to call up Melanie to help her get Cat back. Melanie does all this crazy stuff to Cat, she even kisses her at one point, and at the end of the episode, Sam makes Cat drink a bunch of dirty sock water, rub a fish on her face, and then it turns out that she didn't know Sam had a twin the whole time. They dance, episode fades to black. I'm surprised I never noticed in my research, maybe I glossed over it when I was looking it up, that Melanie was in an episode of Sam and Cat. I would have mentioned that in the original video because little tidbits like that are important. You're talking about the character Melanie, gotta mention other stuff that she's in. It's still pretty cool to see Melanie in another TV show though. This Dan Schneider universe that they tried making a couple years ago, I'm not gonna lie, if Dan Schneider wasn't really weird and the shows he was making at the time were actually pretty good, it probably would have gone on to be like a really successful thing for Nickelodeon. Now a lot of people pointed out that the Game Shaker set, another Dan Schneider TV show, the whole layout looked just like the Gibby set that was never produced, only the pilot episode. Now I had never seen Game Shakers before, so I took the liberty of watching a couple clips of it. The show's okay, it's not my kind of show, but I decided to take a look at the sets and I do see the similarities that people are calling out. Like the Game Shaker's door and the Gibby door, they're all in the same kind of right side of the room with the same kind of look to it. You can see on the left side they have the same corner going on where it sticks out and they have like a desk or something else there. And the overall general overview does look like the Gibby set. It looks like they changed a couple things around. The stuff that you move around, they moved around, you know, give it its own life so nobody recognized the Gibby set or whatever. Make the show have its own identity. It's not uncommon for TV shows to reuse sets like this. It's just kind of weird seeing that a set for a TV show that never got fully produced was reused. I don't know, it's just kind of different in a way. You wouldn't expect that. It makes sense why, but I don't know, it's just kind of interesting, you know what I mean? But there's a little more about Gibby too. My friend found these two posts right here I'm about to show you of the Gibby script being leaked. More pictures of the set I've already shown you. The crew, you see Dan Schneider right there, you see No Monk right there, and the rest of the people that are supposed to be in the show. And you also get to see the script right here on what the first episode, the pilot episode, would have been like. A character named Devin mentions that, hey, that's Gibby from iCarly, and it seems that the episode was shot on August 1st of 2012, so that's about 9 years ago, Jesus. 9 years ago they shot the pilot episode. We will probably never see that. I'm sure Dan Schneider has that in one of his hard drives in his closet somewhere, his bargaining chip to get back into Nickelodeon whenever he needs it. But for now, all we have is this script right here to get an idea on how the show might have been. So as of now, we still don't know what the GOAT did to Carly. You got an idea about it and basically it's just one of those, if we have the joke or if we want to tell you guys in the future we will kind of deals. So I just wrapped it up as just that. Just one of those things where if they want to tell the full joke, they'll eventually do it and it'll get a bunch of laughs out of people, probably in some sort of finale episode or whatever. But actually there's a little more to it because in an episode of Game Shakers, Nathan Kress plays a fictionalized version of himself and he mentions that he knows what the goat did to Carly.
I do know what the goat did, but I can't tell you.
Will we ever know what the goat did to Carly? Probably not. Maybe they'll make another reference to it in the reboot. I hope they do because it's seeming to have a lot more adult jokes and people love adult jokes. We all know that the Dingo channel is just taking a piss out of Disney, but for some reason, whatever reason, I did not mention the fact that the frozen head of Charles Dingo is obviously a reference to Walt Disney, how people think that they froze him after he died. I don't know why I didn't say that. I even showed it to you guys. And I don't know, my brain didn't work that time. There was a brain fart or something going on. But yes, the frozen head, it's a giveaway. It's clearly a reference to Disney at this point. So the reason Freddy doesn't say 1 is actually a pretty simple explanation. So when you're recording a TV show or anything really, you don't want to count down to 1 because between that time you click record and 1, you might have some sort of interference. For example, you might click record as soon as you say 1, and in the recording you're going to hear the camera guy say 1. That would just ruin the entire shot. You have to redo everything. It also kind of ties in with how a lot of those old movies would count down to 2, cut off, and then go into the actual film because it was actually a separate film, and then the actual movie film, they would splice it together at that moment. And if you had the 1 going on, you could splice it there, but then you'll see the 1 and you'll see the film like together, kind of like an opaque kind of view. So you just make it black, put the film in, call it an easy day. It was actually pretty interesting to learn this because it makes perfect sense. There's no fancy movie magic going on here. It's just if you say 1 and click record at the same time, you might catch the cameraman's voice and you're gonna ruin the shot for everybody. That is all of the new stuff or the things I missed. I'm sorry for missing these things because I tried to get everything right in my first try. I do so much work. You guys can tell how frustrated I sound in some parts just because when I'm wrong about something or I get it incorrect or I forget to talk about it, it frustrates me. The new season of iCarly is about to premiere soon. On June 17th it comes out. I don't know if they're gonna do 1 episode a week or they're gonna drop it all at once. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm excited for it. I loved the show as a kid. It's great to see the show maturing in some ways because in one of the trailers Jerry Trainer says, damn, you already know what they're trying to say there. This show is growing with the audience just like I thought it would. That is super interesting because it's one of the first shows to do that. The kid audience grew up along with the actors. But what was your favorite part about the new information in this video? Mine was the Melanie stuff because it's cool to see her in 2 different TV shows, both as a one-off kind of character, but that's still really interesting. Make sure to tell me your favorite part in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. We're about to get to 10K soon and that'd be pretty freaking awesome. As always, with all that out of the way, I will see you guys later.